Hey there, and welcome back to Plays Well with Butter. I'm Jess Larson, and today we're making one of my all-time favorite staple recipes, the perfect, quick and simple San Marzano tomato sauce. Now, you'd never guess it, but it only takes about 15 minutes to make an absolutely restaurant-worthy tomato sauce, and San Marzano tomatoes are the secret. They're so flavorful that all they need is a quick simmer with olive oil, garlic, and fresh basil. It's a simple, well-balanced sauce that you can use for just about everything, tossed into pasta, layered into lasagna, simmered with meatballs, and so much more. You're gonna love it. Now, I fell head over heels in love with Italian food during my time working as a server at a fine dining Italian restaurant in downtown Milwaukee. Plays Well with Butter's pasta dishes are some of our most popular. They're my personal favorite to make. But while we're known for really rich, bold sauces like ragu or bolognese, this simple, light tomato sauce is the one that I most often make in my own kitchen. Now, as is the case with any simple recipe, you need to start with high quality ingredients, and that's exactly what we're doing today with canned San Marzano tomatoes. San Marzano tomatoes are long, thin plum tomatoes grown near Naples in Italy. And what's really special about that region is it has volcanic soil that yields the perfect tomatoes. They're a little bit sweeter with mild acidity, and it's perfect for a quick cooking sauce. Now, to make sure that you're working with real deal San Marzano tomatoes, look for the letters DOP on the can. DOP stands for Protected Designation of Origin, and it means that the tomatoes you're buying are authentic, real deal San Marzano tomatoes. It's kind of like how winemakers can only call champagne champagne if it's produced within a specific area in France. The same thing applies for San Marzano tomatoes, and you can tell that you've got the real deal when you see the DOP on the label. And all we're gonna do with our San Marzano tomatoes is add the tomatoes, look how pretty they are, right into a food processor and pulse to roughly chop them up. Now, traditional recipes and the way your Italian nonna probably makes it calls for crushing these by hand, which you can certainly do, but it's a little messy and a little fussy, and I think the food processor does just as nice of a job. And you can make it as chunky or as smooth as you like. I like somewhere in between. Rustic feeling. Not exactly smooth, not exactly chunky. That is perfect for me. And what we're gonna do is just quickly simmer those tomatoes in an olive oil that's infused with basil and garlic. So the last thing I'm gonna do before we head over to the stove is crush open some garlic cloves. Doing so is really simple. Just take a good knife, set its blade down right on the garlic, and smash it open. You'll see that it kind of crushes the garlic, but it leaves it intact, and that's exactly what we want. By crushing it, the flavor of the garlic is going to infuse into that olive oil, but we're gonna leave it whole so it's really easy to fish out at the end. So we'll just keep doing that with all of our garlic. And if the peel is kind of sticking to the garlic, that's actually a good thing because it means that the garlic is super fresh. And then I'm just gonna take it a step further, give them a quick, very quick, rough chop, leave all the pieces still pretty big. And that's exactly what we're looking for. So the first thing we're gonna do is infuse some good olive oil with garlic. Using high quality olive oil is important here, again, because the ingredients list is so minimal. Each of the ingredients kind of needs to be able to stand on their own. I love this extra virgin olive oil from Delalo. It's super affordable, but the flavor is amazing. You can tell when olive oil is ready when it kind of begins to shimmer, and that's exactly when we're gonna add in our roughly chopped garlic. And if you'd like a little bit of heat in your sauce, you can also add in some crushed red pepper flakes. And we're gonna kind of let it do its thing, stir often, don't walk away because the garlic will burn. But we want that garlic to kind of dance in the olive oil. And already it's smelling so good. Now, as soon as you see your garlic starting to turn kind of brown, you're gonna wanna work pretty quickly to start building the sauce because that garlic can start to taste pretty bitter pretty fast. So at this point, we're gonna add in our San Marzano tomatoes, and it will splatter. It's just the water content of the tomatoes reacting with the oil. We'll just give that a good stir to combine. Meld everything together, at which point we're gonna add a little bit of sugar. Sugar is a little controversial in tomato sauce, but it's just a teaspoon, and it really helps kind of mellow out the acidity of the tomatoes. And then we always season with salt, which makes everything taste a little bit more like itself. And then I just have some beautiful leaves of fresh basil that we're also going to add right in. Very rustic, very simple. Get everything mixed together, and then this just simmers for 10 to 15 minutes until it's super fragrant and all of those flavors from that oil and from the basil are infused into the tomatoes. While the sauce is kind of doing its thing, I'm gonna quickly boil up some pasta. Like I said, the great thing about this sauce is that it's super versatile. You can use it to make just about anything, but my personal favorite is the simplest. Just choose a really beautiful pasta. And this is egg tagliatelle in these beautiful little nests. I'm gonna cook them in generously salted water just until they're al dente. At which time our San Marzano tomato sauce should be just about finished. Our San Marzano tomato sauce is doing beautiful bubbly things, and it's pretty much ready to serve. So I'm just gonna pull out those spent basil leaves. They have truly kind of fulfilled their flavor destiny, so there's no point in leaving them in there. And we'll do the same thing for the larger pieces of garlic. I don't get too fussy with the garlic personally because I love it, but that's why we've left it in larger pieces. And now we can pull our al dente pasta right into the San Marzano tomato sauce. And it's a really great thing to drag some of that pasta water along with it. That helps everything kind of meld together into a cohesive pasta dish. Then whenever you cook pasta, you want to always finish it right in the pasta sauce. Let them cook together for a couple of minutes to meld into a cohesive dish. And at this point is when you would make any adjustments. If you want it a little bit looser, you'd use some of the pasta water and put it right in to loosen things up. If you wanted it a little tighter, you could either crank up the heat or toss in some Parmesan cheese. I think you know which one I like to do better, but this is looking really great to me. We've got a good amount of sauce, but it's not too liquidy. So I'll kill the heat and we're ready to serve. This right here is my love language. There's nothing I love more than a beautiful bowl of pasta with a fresh and flavorful sauce. Just gotta hit it with a little more cheese and you're ready to dive in. But the great thing about the San Marzano tomato sauce is you can really use it with whatever you like. It's so super versatile. So if you like pizza, pasta, lasagna, you want a sauce to simmer meatballs in, whatever. It's also a great freezer staple, so you should make a double batch and freeze half of it for later. You'll thank yourself, I promise. Beautiful. That is so good. It is so simple, but you can truly taste each ingredient. We've got the beautiful tomatoes. We've got the richness of good olive oil. The basil and the garlic come through, and I'm even getting a little kick of heat from those crushed red peppers. It is one of those things that's so simple, but it's just so satisfying, and you can really whip it together any night of the week. So go ahead, grab the full recipe on Place Well with Butter. It is so fast and simple that I know you're gonna love it just as much as we do. I make this one all the time. I think you will too once you try it. So make it soon, share it with the people you love, and be sure to like and subscribe for more unfussy recipes that pack a big punch of flavor. I'll see you next time.